Hey guys, I'm here to introduce to you what we're going to be doing with this MIT App Inventor stuff as we learn some coding and how to make, applications that you can use on phones, tablets, whatever you got. And then obviously in class here, we're going to have these tablets. If you're doing this at home, you have a couple options. One, if you have an Android tablet like this, you can download the same app that we're going to be using on here. Or if you are using just your Chromebook, there is a way that you can download from the Play Store the app that you can use on your Chromebook so that on the screen, you could have half your screen be working on the app. The other half could be displaying your app through this app that we have to download on the file. So there's a video for that on Google Classroom. You can follow that. It's called Opening MIT App on Your Chromebook. There it is. But let me show you on the tablets. When you get them, you're going to turn them on, flip it up, and then you're going to be looking through the tablet for one app. Let's see if we can get it on there. That's the app that you're looking for. MIT App Inventor 2 Companion. So once you got that app, all you got to do is open it. And we just have to make sure we're on the same network, and that's something I can help you with. But this is what the app looks like when we're using it. So today I'm actually going to do the first app with you guys so you can see how this is done and then how you can submit your app for completion. So if you're not at school and you need me to check your app, in this video it's going to show you how you can submit your app to me so I can check your work while you're at home. If you're at home and you need a witness, which I'll show you on the document in a second, use anyone at home. Use your parents, use your siblings, anyone that can test out that app that can check to make sure that it worked properly, and then you can send it to me. Well, here at school, we can check each other in the classroom, and then when you finish it, all you got to do is show me the app on the tablet and on your computer. So that's a little easier when you're at home, but we're trying to make sure this is accommodating to everyone. So first thing you have to do is open up this Google Doc, App Development for Fab Lab, and here it is. And I'll make it a little bigger. There we go. So what is MIT App Inventor? The skinny of all this is that MIT App Inventor is a Android-based programming software that helps you develop apps using block-based tools. So kind of the C+ version of just block moving of coding. It does only work with Android apps, so it can only work on Android phones. You download the app from the Google Play Store. It doesn't work on Apple products, unfortunately. But everything that we have here at school works fine, and like I said, your Chromebooks would work as well too. So what can we do? We can actually build these apps and use them. And if you did spend a little money, you could actually develop these apps and put them onto a Google store or any Play Store, and people could actually download your apps. That's how real they can be. So going ahead and getting started, we have several apps here that you're going to have to do on your own and then have a witness sign and date it. Okay. Then I just have to initial it, or Mr. Harris has to initial it that it's completed. So each one of these is a link. This one is broken into two parts because that's how they made it. You have to do both before getting it checked off. Excuse me. Ball Bounce and then Digital Doodle is another app that you would create. And then you have to add into your app a way to clear the screen so you can, it's Doodle, so it's drawing, so that you could then clear that picture and be able to draw again. By that point, you should be able to know how to do that. A couple questions that you have to answer in your notebook, because that's where we'll be putting this document. If you are virtual, you can save as or make a copy of this file and fill it out at home and then share it with me. After you finish all those, then you'll be doing these. You'll pick two of these, completing those, getting them approved, and then answering these questions. And then if you finish everything before we're done with this unit, there's a challenge here to click here and try some other apps that MIT App Inventor has put together for you to attempt. And if we get even beyond that, I'm going to have you build your own from scratch. But that's all the cool stuff that we have going on here with app development, which in a regular year, we would actually have a class for this that you could take and be able to learn more. But at least we can get you introduced on doing some of this coding. So now that you see that, the next thing we're going to have to open up is this app, App Inventor website. So you click on that and you'll get this. So we go to Create Apps and then we wait for it to open. We wait for it to open. And what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to sign in with your Google account. So here's my Google account. I'm going to go ahead and click it. Now, I've been using App Inventor for a few years, so there's going to be a lot of stuff that pops up on mine. Yours is going to pop up pretty fresh and new, which is perfectly normal. It's not going to look too much different. Mine's probably going to open the last app that I worked on. Yours will be a blank screen, which I can get to here in just a second. So yours will kind of look like this without all these files. Yours is going to be blank. And you're going to want to start a new project. So that's when you're going to click Start New Project. But I just have a feeling this software is trying to do something else. Anyways, I'm going to click Start New Project and see what happens. So the project name, what you're going to want to do, yep, see, I knew it was going to open up something. So I'm going to hit Cancel here. And now I'm going to go into My Projects, click My Projects just so you can see this. And we're going to start a new project. So to put in the project name, what I want you to do is I want you to go to the app that we're creating, which for this first one is Hello Codi. We're going to type in Hello Codi and then our last name. So Hello Codi, and you can see I have no spaces. Put the two words together, capitalize the first letter. So it'll be Hello Codi Singer. That's how I'm going to do mine, and I'm going to hit OK. And what it does is you'll see it added to the list, and then it's going to open up the screen for us to be able to work. While it's doing that, we're going to go back to this doc here, which you have a hard copy in your notebook by now, but this one will be, this is where you can get all the information. We're going to click here where it says Hello Codi, and it's actually going to open up for us a step-by-step direction sheet on, I'm going to close that, step-by-step direction sheet on how to make this Hello Codi. So here's the screen. Just taking a quick walkthrough. When you get working on this, you're going to want to play around and see what all these things are. All these different items over here are the actual physical things. You can click on all these different sections to see how it organizes itself. These are all the different things that you can use. These are all drawers with different files that you can use to build this page, which is what we're going to do. This starts to show you kind of the outline of how everything's organized. And if I move myself here, this is the properties. This is how we organize everything and set it all up so it works the way we want it to. So we're going to play with that here in just a little bit with Hello Codi. Down here, this is where we're going to upload media. This one actually has two things we're going to have to upload. And then if we click on blocks, this takes us to where we're actually going to be making the code for our app. So we actually have to design the app, and then we have to actually code the app. So let's go to Hello Codi here. It says building your first app, Hello Codi. Now that you've set up your computer and device, you've learned how the designer and blocks editor works, blah, blah, blah. It says tap the B, hear the buzz. That's what we're going to create. So the first thing we have to do is save these two things. So it says right click and save. So I'm going to right click or two fingers on the right hand side of my tab here of my Chromebook. I'm going to do save link as. And it's going to save into our downloads, which is good. So Codi.jpg is the file that we want. Okay. So I'm going to click save. And then it shows me that it's in there. Great. We'll come back to that in just a little bit. And then B sound MP3. Right click, save link as. It's going to go into our downloads again. Cool beans, B sound.mp3, and done. So those are in there. So now it says we're going to have to select a component to design your app. So App Inventor's components, as I showed you, is under this palette. And we're going to have to be able to create the different things that we have in here. So step one here says that we're going to have to click a button component and drag that onto our screen. So we're going to go to MIT App Inventor, user interface, and we're going to grab button. You have to click it and drag it over. We are now officially building an app. So the next step then says, use a component in your app, click and drag it in there. So we already dragged it in there. So now it says text for button 1. And now what we need to do is make sure all the properties are set up how we want them. So once we have the button, we now have to make sure we upload the things we just downloaded a little bit ago. So we're going to scroll down here to where it says media, file upload, choose file. Again, we want to make sure we're in our downloads folder, which we are. And we're going to want to first download the B sound. Say OK. And then we want to go here and we want to choose the file of the Codi JPEG. And hit OK. So now we have everything downloaded, so that's good. We have our button that says text for button 1. We're going to come back to that in a little bit and change that. So now that we have that all in there, it's now time to make some changes to our text. So it's going to want us to delete text for button 1, leaving the property blank. Okay. So for step 2, we have to make sure we click on button here under components, which is right there. And I'll move myself up here. If we scroll down over here under properties, you see where it says text for button 1. Let's go ahead and delete all that and then click off of it. And look what it did over here on our screen. It now made our button blank. It's still a button there. It's just blank. So from here, we're going to add some things. So in the user interface, it's going to want us to change in the label some different items. So let's make sure our properties are all set up besides just getting rid of the words. It says in the text property, we're going to change it to say, touch the B. Oh, I'm sorry. This is a new thing. So we're going to have to add a label. I didn't pay attention carefully enough. Sorry. So we're going to go over here to label. We're going to drag the label below that button. And it said to change this with touch the B. Click off it. Now it says touch the B. What else did it want us to do? Change the font size to 30. So I'm going to scroll up here where it says font size is 14. I'm going to change that to 30. Click out of the box. See how touch the B got bigger? We're going to want to change the background color, and we're going to change it to any color you like. So I'm going to go to background color. Right now it says none. Maybe I want blue. Nah, I don't like blue. Let's do gray. Nah, that looks boring. Let's do magenta. Yeah, I like magenta. Anything else we got to change here? The text color. We can use any text color we'd like. So I'm going to go back here. I'm going to find where it says text color, which is down here, text color. Default is black. What if I do yellow? Nah, I don't like that. Orange. Yeah, I like orange. So I'm going to keep that there. Okay, now we go to step 4. Step 4, we're going to have to add some media. But it looks like I think I missed a step. Where did this picture come from? We're going to have to add a picture into our button. So we're going to go back here up to that button. And as you can see, when I click on that, this gets highlighted in components. We want to change image. Right now it says none. But remember, we added some media here. So all we have to do is pick a JPEG file, Codi, and we'll put that in there. And now we have a big button that says, well, it's got the Codi picture. So that's set up. I must have missed that. My apologies. Now we're going to have to add media. So we're going to have media down here underneath. So what it shows here is we're going to have to go into the media drawer. We're going to click, I'm going to choose player. They chose sound. I'm going to choose player only because I've learned that it works a little better. So go to media. We're going to grab player, and it wants us to drop and drag that. Now, if I drop it on the screen, it didn't show up, but it did show up down here. Okay, that's how it does things. Anything that's a media thing shows up in the bottom. Now, what we need to do, though, is go to that player, and we have to give it a source. So we're going to give it that B sound. Okay, volume can stay at 50. That's okay. And now everything is set that way for the audio. So we have everything set up as in the way we want the page to look. Now what we need to do is get it to play. So we're going to be going into blocks. So I'm going to go back here to MIT App Inventor, and I'm going to click on blocks. Now we have this blank screen. Now we're going to start actually coding. It's not going to be much coding to make this work. Step one, what it wants to do on the left side of the blocks is click on button 1 drawer and open it. And we're going to want when button 1 dot click, which is going to look like this. We're going to have to drag that mustard yellow block into the event handler. So let's do that first. Here is player 1. Oh, wait, sorry. What did it say to click on? Button 1, sorry. So I click on button 1. When button 1 clicked, you just drop that and drag it right here. Okay, so basically it's saying when we click the picture button, something's going to happen. And what it wants us to do is it wants us to pick, and they said sound. I think we did player 1. Click on player 1, and then we're going to drag that into the spot that fits properly. So we're going to go to player 1, and we want it to start. So we're going to call the thing to start when you click the button. You see how these match up? Almost like puzzle pieces that click. There we go. I don't know if you heard the little click, but it's in place. So now whenever you push the button of Codi, it's going to play that sound. So that's all we really wanted to do. So now we have to make sure that the app works properly. So that's the final step here. We're going to go in here, and now we're going to get our tablet to work with our app. So what I want us to do is I'm going to turn on the app or turn on the tablet, scroll up. We have this thing here. So we're going to have to get the code that's going to go in there. So this is where we go to connect, and we're going to connect AI Companion. Okay, you see that barcode, and you see where it says your code here? We can either type the code in this box up here, or we can use the QR code. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to click scan QR code, and you can see that the camera opens. I have to turn my tablet around, and I have to scan that QR code that's on the screen. As it does it, do you see our screen is changing? It's got the status bar, and if we look on here, eventually it's going to pop up with what's on our screen. Okay, that's exactly what we have here in the designer. So what it does is it says touch the bee. So what we have to do is touch the bee. Let me turn the sound up so you can hear what happens. We completed our first app. You built an app. You are now an app developer. Nice job. Real simple app, but what it does is when you touch the bee, it makes the sound. It does exactly what we want it to. So now that we've finished it, if we were here at school, or if you're here at school, you're going to get someone else to test out your app. When it works, they're going to sign and date it here. So person sign. You can have them sign it and then put the date. Today is actually 11/4. Oh, come on. And then get a teacher's initials. Yeah, I looked at it. It works great. I'm going to put my initials in there. And now you're able to move on to the next one. If you are not at school here and you need to submit your file for me, have someone sign this for you at home. Put their name in there and the date. And then to share your file, you're going to have to go here to, it says Google Form, but it's an actual app. I don't know why it doesn't show you the thing. But you're going to have to submit your app creation. So put your name in there, first and last. Mr. Singer. And let's say, I don't know, Castingren is my homeroom. So before submitting it, you can watch this video to see how to change your file name if you didn't change it. And then you're going to put which file are you submitting. I'm submitting Hello Codi. So I'm going to have to add the file. We'll have to go in here to where my file is. I'm going to go to My Projects. I'm going to export AIA to my computer. There's the file in my downloads, hellocodisinger.aia. So I'm going to go into my Google form, add file. I'm going to go into uploading. I'm going to go into my downloads, which should automatically open. Downloads. Hello, Codi Singer, AIA. I'm going to highlight that. I'm going to click open. And then I'm going to do upload. Upload. And there it is. So then this file will get submitted to me or Mr. Harris. I'll have Mr. Harris grade it since it's mine. And then we will be able to check it off and we'll send you a message that says, looks good, or you need to change these things or what have you. In class, we'll just tell you what things you need to change. So by you sharing that, then I can open it up and I can look and make sure this all looks good in the designer. I can check the blocks, which isn't much for this one, but I can make sure it works perfectly and give feedback. And that's how we do the first app, and that's how we turn it in. So at this point, you have one down, you got several to go, but at least we got some headway, and I was able to help you with the first one. So good luck. Ask us if you have any help here in school. If you're not in school, if you're at home, email us. Don't hesitate to contact us. We can try to even jump on a meet and show you how to do this over your computer if we need to. So that's it. See you later.